Hello viewers and aspirants, welcome to the session. In this session we are going to discuss about the Admiralty jurisdiction and settlement of claims related to maritime disputes Act 2017. Recently the news is that Kerala High Court arrested a ship, foreign ship, Liberia based ship MSC Akita 2 for the environmental damage it caused near Kochi port through oil spillage. We are going to discuss what is this act and how the high courts are empowered and what are the significance of it to the blue economy of India, and as well what are the challenges with it and what is the way forward of it. So in UPSC perspective, whenever there is a judgment or news about that, we have to understand the provisions of the act and what are the different provisions that can be asked by the UPSC, what are the general. So the general news is that Kerala High Court applied some of its jurisdictional powers over a foreign vessel, not Indian vessel, over a foreign vessel. So it says that Indian vessel as well as foreign vessels also can be subject to jurisdiction of Kerala High Court related to Admiralty, settlement of claims related to maritime disputes. And one more part of the news is that it was enforced to protect the environmental interests of the local region. So environmental enforcement power is being used by the high courts. So this power here also it is specifying Kerala High Court. So the power is given to High Court, not Supreme Court. Supreme Court will have the appeal power, but the initial power is given to Kerala High Court to decide the disputes, not the lower courts as well. So when we read this news, what we have to understand is that how to read and what are the points to emphasize. So Kerala High Court gave punishment to MSC Akita, foreign vessel, for oil spillage damage. So environmental enforcement power. So the act also mentions that Admiralty Act 2017. So is this the act that is recently enacted, or is there any act before it? So that is also need to be observed by an aspirant whenever you are reading a current affairs topic. సో ఒక కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ టాపిక్స్ని మీరు చదువుతున్నప్పుడు అందులో ఏమేమి చదవాలి, ఎంత డెప్త్కి వెళ్ళాలి. ఒక్కొక్కసారి మనం ఒక టాపిక్ని చదువుతున్నప్పుడు కంటిన్యూస్గా అదే టాపిక్ మీద ఒక 3 to 4 hours మనం స్పెండ్ చేస్తాం. ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ స్పెండింగ్ దట్, స్పెండ్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ మేనర్. సో అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద సిగ్నిఫికెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఈచ్ టర్మ్. సో దిస్ Admiralty Act, Jurisdiction and Settlement of Claims Act 2017 gave powers to high courts of coastal states to investigate and settle claims of this maritime disputes. Maritime disputes ante enti? Marine is different and maritime is different. Marine is related to sea, anything related to sea, pure biology or some sea surface or sea waters, anything. But maritime means that human activities related to sea, in the sea. So these maritime disputes like cargo ship related or cargo damage or port crew damages, export import disputes, customs dispute, such things. So they are such kind of disputes can be settled by the high courts of those coastal states. This territorial reach is like the maritime zones of India. So we all know that there are maritime zones as per the UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. So as per that there are three maritime zones. One is territorial water, then contiguous zone, then exclusive economic zone. So we will read about it also. So this territorial reach, when this UPSC will be interested in asking you, this is the basic knowledge, maritime zones of India. But based on this news, the UPSC may be interested to ask whether you know it or not. So will it be applicable up to contiguous zone only? That is how it is going to pose the question. So it is saying all maritime zones of India. So all the 3 zones. We will read about them as well in the next slide. Maritime claims, like we discussed, damage to goods, damage by ship, or environmental damage it causes, or the damages related to crew of the port or the vessel. So they all can be entertained by these high courts. So the power is given to Kerala High Courts to settle such claims. So the power is given in such a way that it can arrest the ship. Here Kerala High Court ordered the arrest of this ship by the Navy police, so that the claims made by the local community or local authorities can be settled by selling the vessel or by making the settlements through owners of the ship. So Here priority of claims, whenever there is a claim, the claim priority takes like first they will settle the crew wages, then port dues, then there is, if there are any damages, then others. That is the priority given by this act. There is another term here is like in rem. The damages can be claimed against not only against the owner but by the vessel also. That means you can sell it the vessel. If the owner is not responding to the claims, you can sell the vessel to settle the claims of it. So that is the meaning of in rem. Not only ship owner but the ship vessel also can be used to settle the claims of the maritime disputes. ఇక్కడ ఇంకొక మెజర్ ఏంటంటే ఈ వెజల్స్ అనేవి నాట్ ఓన్లీ రిలేటెడ్ టు ఇండియా బై ఫారెన్ వెజల్స్ ఆల్సో. ఫారెన్ వెజల్స్లో ఏ డ్యామేజ్ చేసినా కూడా దాని మీద కూడా ఈ యాక్ట్ అప్లికబుల్ అవుతుంది. సో దిస్ టెరిటోరియల్ జ్యూరిస్డిక్షన్ ఈజ్ లైక్ అక్రాస్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ బౌండరీస్. సో in the previous session we read about GI tag act. So that is only having limitations of jurisdictional applicability, but this does not have. Some of the basic provisions of the act and what it can be interest like, what is the act, like we discussed earlier also, there is an act also before that, Maritime's Admiralty Act 1861. It was replaced in the year 2017. A new comprehensive legal framework was created by the parliament to address these issues. So that the Indian interests will be protected. So these are the basic provisions of the act. Now we will study what are the different maritime zones of India. Then we will study further the challenges in applying the act and what is the way forward for ensuring a strong and robust blue economy of India. As we discussed, the maritime zones of India, the UPSC may be interested in the maritime zones of India. It may change the term. Applicability of this act is up to only contiguous zone. So you have to be careful what term it is being used in the question. As per the UNCLOS Convention, United Nations Convention on Law of Seas, from the baseline, like low tide line of the coastal area till 12 nautical miles, not kilometers, nautical miles. 1 nautical mile is almost 1.85 kilometers. General mile is 1.6 kilometers, but 1 nautical mile is equivalent to 1.85 kilometers. So here it speaks about nautical miles, not kilometers. And up to 12 nautical miles, it is territorial waters. So as per the territory, the all laws also applicable up to territorial water. Here the India can do any kind of exploration. It can use all the sea living and non-living resources for its use. It has claim over up to this area. This contiguous zone, here it is part of now, see, up to 12 nautical miles from the sea baseline, it is called national airspace as well. So once you cross 12 nautical miles, it is called international airspace. You cannot have the claim that someone is infringing your airspace. This contiguous zones falls in the international airspace area, but here we also have this right to infringe any like arrest or punish any infringement by any customs laws by any other foreign vessel. We have that laws applicability here also as well. We can also explore it here as well. But once we come to this exclusive economic zone, here the rights we have is like exploring any non-living and living resources for economic benefits of the India. But once we cross this 200 nautical miles, this is called high seas. These are called international waters. So everyone has right over there, even for economical benefit, utilization of resources as well. So when UPSC asks about the applicability of the act, you should be clear about this as well. What are the different zones of maritime zones of India, where the different jurisdictional claims that we have, that you need to be careful when you are reading about this topic. So now we will study what are the different challenges for implementation of this act effectively, and what is the way forward. So it is related to, so far we have understood different facts, what UPSC can ask in the prelims. Similarly, you have to understand the topic in a depth manner to understand, to provide the answers in the mains as well. So the challenges is like the awareness among regional ports. Kochi is an international airport, international port, where there is much awareness, knowledge about different aspects of different acts. But regional ports generally they don't go for claims. They settle somehow for the less amount or claims. So awareness needs to be created among all the ports. and there is a delay in court process. Courts take years to complete the jurisdictional claims. So it will not benefit neither the ship owner or the damaged person who received the damages. So the delay in courts is another factor that challenges effective implementation of this act. So another thing is this: whenever we want to force some claim over a foreign vessel, we need to have coordination with this foreign jurisdiction as well. We cannot create it as an international mess. So our international image also depends on the effective implementation of this Admiralty Act. So we need effective coordination with the different foreign jurisdiction as well as. So for all this, we need a capacity building at HC, high courts. So we need to have some technical persons, tribunals related to this capacity building for high courts. These are some of the challenges being faced by this act and in enforcement of this act. What is the way forward here? Similarly, training and capacity building at high courts for effective implementation, and creating fast track benches to ensure that there is not much delay, to reduce the delay in proceedings, and better benefits and early benefits to the damages, like damages incurred whoever incurs the damages. And also we have to streamline this process with the Indian Coast Guard and Marine Police as well. We have to there should be a coordination department to coordinate with the jurisdiction and Coast Guard and Marine Police as well. And Sagar Doctrine. India recently proclaimed a doctrine that is called security and growth for all in the region of Indian Ocean region. So for economic cooperation and as well as security purpose. So this doctrine is announced by the India to have better coordination and economic cooperation and security cooperation across all the Indian Ocean regions. So once we have effectively implement this law, there is a respect, there is a clear understanding, there is an international recognition for transparency in maritime disputes. It increases trust among the different stakeholders of this dispute. So this can be used in the Sagar Doctrine as well to enhance the cooperation between various parties and especially in the Indian Ocean region. So it is very much important. Similarly for blue economy as well. This is the different provisions that we need to understand, and in UPSP perspective, you need to understand that what is the jurisdictional limitations it has, and what high courts have the power, and what is in rem, and can the high courts arrest the ship, can they claim against the assets of the ship, and these are some of the things you have to remember. Similarly, you have to remember about the maritime zones, what are the different segregation, what is the applicability. These are the things you have to remember in UPSC perspective. Thank you.